All right, year 8. So last lesson I showed you how to set up your skateboard template on a new A3 document. This time I'm going to show you how to insert your background and start putting images in. So what I might do first is just show you how Photoshop works and show you and give you an introduction to the program. So on the left here you'll see a bunch of different tools that you can use. So I've got the move tool, which you move objects around. The rectangular marquee tool, which is another important one, which we use to kind of highlight different objects, and then cut them out of larger images. The magnetic lasso tool is a very helpful one. We use it to trace around images and then move them onto a new area. The crop tool, which we might use at the end of this. The other important one is the pen tool and the text tool. So the pen tool is here, and we use that to kind of draw lines and paths. And the text tool is obviously for inserting text onto our work. All right, so what we're going to start off with is we're going to open our image. So I'm going to open this one. Of Uluru. Okay, so to get it onto our template, same as we did before, we're going to drag it up without letting go of the clicker and then back down onto our template. So as you can see, it's a very small image. So that obviously didn't work out too well. So let's go to... we'll search for a new image actually. And we might just search for a large icon, a large image, sorry. And photo is what we're after. So again, we'll just try and find an image, a JPEG image. And there we go. We might just do another one just in case. Okay, so back in Photoshop, we'll open the images that we just saved, or one of them at least. And then, as I said, drag it up without letting go of the clicker and back down. And that's a better size one. So with the move tool, we're going to move it over here. And we're going to use the transform, so Command T, to make it about the size of the skateboard. So that's good for me. And I'll press enter when I'm done. So what we're going to do now is we can't actually see the skateboard, and we kind of want to know what we're putting on our design. So over here, you'll see that there's an opacity section, and we're going to change this to a lower opacity just so we can see the outline of the skateboard. And opacity just means how transparent it is. Okay, so as you can see, that's pretty much where I want my image on the skateboard. And now it's time to get rid of the rest of the image that isn't on the skateboard. So we're going to use the pen tool here. So the pen tool, to use it, you click on different points to create a path. And we're going to trace around the outside of this skateboard. but we're not going to do the whole thing. We're going to do half at a time. So once we get to halfway down the skateboard, we're going to select a box around it. Then we're going to trace around here as well. So just be very careful when you're tracing here. So once we've got that, we've closed the path, we need to make a selection. So we're going to right click and click the make selection button and just press OK to the feather radius. So we're going to see a flashing outline like this. And that means that area that we've just traced is selected. So we want to select layer 2, which is the layer we want to delete the extra parts of. And then once we're on that layer, we just press delete. And that gets rid of the excess pieces of image. Now you can see it's still highlighted around where I drew, so I don't want that either. So to get rid of that, we just press Command D, and that is Command D for deselect. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the same thing around the bottom half. And the reason we're doing it half at a time is we want to keep what's in the middle of the image. So we need to select around that. So again, going to make selection. Make sure we're on that layer, and then we're going to press delete and then Command D for deselect. And as you can see, we've got a skateboard shaped part of the background. So we can turn the opacity back up if we want, and as you can see there, we've got our background on our skateboard. So that's it for this tutorial. If you have any questions, obviously ask me, send them to me on Canvas or ask in the conference. Otherwise, look out for the next instructions on the next tutorial.